Hello everyone, I'm Leslie Cornwell, Certified Nurse Midwife with Empowering Midwifery Education. This section is Business Liability Insurance. A legal disclaimer we put at the beginning of all of our presentations. This information is for general and educational use only, not intended to substitute for clinical or professional legal advice. We try to keep our information as accurate as possible, but make no promises and guarantees it works for your unique situation. Course objectives, the students will be able to understand exactly what is business liability insurance, the three main types of business liability insurance, the factors that affect determining the cost and which type of liability insurance you should get. This topic is really important because midwives, birth workers, small business owners, we are very vulnerable to our staff, to our equipment, to the care being provided, the products, the services, and you need to protect yourself from the business. It's not just enough to make a business entity and keep your personal and business assets separated as much as possible, because if the business gets sued for a crack in the sidewalk, a bad outcome, a malfunctioning equipment at the building, your business product isn't working well for them, whatever it may be, you have to have direct, not just malpractice insurance for you as a midwife practitioner, but you also need to have business liability insurance to protect yourself from your staff, from your customers, from your products, from the services you're providing. So let's go to the basics. What is business liability insurance? It's essential for all business owners. It protects the financial interest of the company and the business owners in the event that they have a formal lawsuit or any third-party claims. It protects the company's assets and pays for legal obligations such as medical costs incurred by someone getting hurt, job injuries by your workers, etc. There's three main types of business liability insurance. So there's general liability insurance, generally called commercial general business liability insurance. It's more the common one that most people are going to use. It's for bodily injuries, property damage, it's day-to-day operations of a normal business. If you don't have this, you are responsible for any medical expenses to your staff, lawsuits, directly out-of-pocket damages that are found in court. Professional liability insurance, this is traditionally our malpractice insurance we're used to. It covers you, it can cover the company in case there's some professional issues that occur with a customer, the staff you offer. It's known as errors and omissions insurance. Even if you're the expert in your business, your staff can make mistakes. There's a lot of things that can just happen in time. You're more likely eventually going to get sued for one reason or another. And so it's wise to protect yourself in this day and age because you can lose everything overnight for something so simple. So professional liability covers you from negligence, misinterpretations, inaccurate advice, and personal injury. This is the last one, the product liability insurance. It helps protect your business from specific products you sell. If they cause injury, if you sell essential oils, if you're a distributor of certain supplements, anything your business is doing to sell, maybe you created some CBD oils customized with a local grower. You want to protect your business from specific product risk that can come up. So different things, maybe there's a design defect, maybe it's outside of your control, the manufacturer, you gave them what you want to do, they made the wrong formula, they gave the wrong product, there is a malfunction issue, they're going to sue the company that made the product and they're going to sue you because you distributed it and recommended it to them. So strict liability is when a customer directly gets hurt by that product, even if the business owner didn't directly do the negligence. If you promoted it, you advertised it, you got a cut from the profit, you could potentially be liable. What a totally separate product from what you've created is out. So if you give advice, you give wrong, and you say it's going to work wonders, and then all of a sudden it causes them an issue, a problem, you can be held liable for that. So there's different factors that affect the cost of liability insurance. It's how old the company has been along, the industry you're in, how big it is, where it's located in the state and in the different communities. If you're getting building insurance, particularly covering bodily injury, an older building is going to have more problems and wiring and chances of being sued than a newer building. How many staff you have, the more staff you have, the more chance of being sued you have. The policy details, what you want included, what you don't want included, what are the limits, because a policy that has $1,000 limit is going to be very different cost than a policy that has $1 million limit. But I do stress to people, it's not an equal conversion rate. Don't just assume because it's $500 for $1,000 policy that I'm going to have to pay 20 times more to get $1 million coverage. It's usually that first 10, 15, $100,000 is the most expensive. And honestly, when you shift from 1 million to 2 million, the coverage isn't that much more expensive because it's that risk. It's the risk of what are you going to get sued in the multi-millions versus you're more likely to get sued for $5,000, $10,000 from people. So you have to think like an insurance company. So don't ever make assumptions with insurance like, oh my gosh, I can't afford a life insurance at $1 million. I can't afford business insurance and malpractice insurance. The increments of what you pay on your monthly cost, that premium, is not incremental to what the number is, so don't make that assumption. And then the last thing is your insurance history. If you've had claims in the past, it's going to cost more for you than the average person that's never had claims. You want to look at your perceived risk, your actual risk, how can you lower that? So for example, with the professional liability insurance, you could take risk reduction legal courses. Many of the malpractice insurance companies have certain courses. You can get some extra discounts. You can do certain measures with staff training, updating electrical, heating, plumbing, things that can cause damage and lawsuits and things that they're going to be liable for. So building insurance, there's a lot of great perks. So if it's a 100-year-old building versus it's a 2-year-old building, you're going to have a different level of cost. There's additional things you can look at for exclusions, things you want to avoid, things you want to add. You can get umbrella and coverage that does multiple supports over other plans, but you just want to look at the cost based on what your individual needs are and compare multiple different companies. Just don't reach out to one and then just take their policy. Get quotes from at least 3 different places. So just as an overall summary, business liability insurance is really, really important. It protects the financial interest in the company and the person that owns the company. There's different types of business liability insurance. There's general, professional, and product. The cost varies greatly based on where you're located, the industry, the staff, what you want included, what premium level or what deduction level you want. And so it can be very overwhelming to navigate, but I stress to you, I talk all the time with my business consulting clients, leverage the experts around you. I don't expect you to know every in of every type of insurance, every type of what if risk reduction, but I do expect you to have on your mastermind team the people that you're surrounding yourself with to make a successful business, that you have a financial planner, you have an insurance carrier, multiple insurance carriers, because they all don't cover the same types of insurances on your team so that you can be successful.